Relax, okay?
I'm not. I'm not drunk. Just because I have a beer in my hand doesn't mean I'm drunk, okay? Um, Hold up. You can see my eyes, so clearly I'm not drunk. And I'm also talking in coherent sentences. And it's interesting because I don't do this all the time, but the few times that I have done this, people either really, really like it or they just straight up hate it. And I can understand there's a lot of people that have a problem with me doing this, but I'm not promoting alcoholism. I'm just having a beer. I'm chilling, you know. I think people. I understand why people would have a problem with it because beer has a different sort of like taboo, or it's frowned upon differently in different cultures. So I get that. I get why it's a problem for a lot of people. But I'm not promoting alcoholism. If you're young and you don't drink this shit, it tastes like pee, honestly. Horrible. What got me excited though was that people were saying that this was a Sabo filler episode, but no, it's actually Oda worked with the anime studio. He sent them his notes, on how to do certain things and stuff. So he worked together with the studio to produce this anime episode. If Oda gets involved, it's going to be great for my man Sabo. I'm a 47-year-old man, okay? So bear with me here. You know what I was gonna do initially? I thought it would be funny to edit the video, and since I knew that koala was gonna be in this episode, I thought it would be a good idea to take like some koala pictures, like from the animal, not the anime character, but koala pictures, and just have them like appear randomly throughout the video. So one search led to another, as it usually goes with the internet, and then I started thinking that maybe I should search for how koalas, procreate, like how they engage in, reproductive activity. And so I ended up finding this article that was just so fascinating. It's called. I'm not shitting you, all right? You think I'm drunk because of this? No. I'll link it in the description if you want to read it. But hold on. It's called Koala Sex Life. This is the most hilarious article I've read all year. It says, and I quote, "Female koalas have become infamous for engaging in lesbian sex. Females often overlook males and participate in sexual acts with other females, sometimes in orgies with up to 5 female koalas." Oh man, yo. Koala, you naughty girl. You remember that time when Koala met Robin again, like when they reunited? Oh, this article gives that scene a whole new meaning now. Although to be fair, if I were a girl, I'd probably be lesbian for Robin too. So, what about you? So, if you were a heterosexual girl, let's pretend that you're a heterosexual girl. If you would go lesbian for Robin, write down in the comment section, write hashtag I volunteer as lesbian. The most hilarious part of this article though is that at the top, there's a picture of a group of female koalas grabbing onto each other like a choo-choo train. I really should stop this right now. By the way, I don't know which channel King of Lightning wants me to send people to, so for the time being, just Google or YouTube search King of Lightning. If you like One Piece, you'll like him. It's just, he does One Piece stuff. Look him up, King of Lightning, One Piece. You'll find him. Oh my gosh, I was fanboying so hard watching this. They used Naruto's voice actor for Little Sabo. I thought they weren't going to use it. I thought they weren't going to be able to pay the voice actor to do this, but they did, and I guess it has something to do with the Naruto Shippuden anime currently being with the Itachi Shinden episode, so I guess Naruto has nothing to do. So he went back to voice Sabo, and this was just such a great experience. Our first look into the revolutionary headquarters, revolutionary base. Sabo's combat ability is through the roof in this episode. We see that the revolutionaries actually take in little kids to train them from a very young age, because if they can't fight for themselves, they're no good. And Sabo sees these kids training and he's like, you know what? I'm too good for this shit. I've already done this, been there, done that. And so I'm going to go and train myself. I'm going to go and jump on some rocks. In just one episode, he took on Hack's Pants, he took on Kuma, and he took on Dragon. Granted, he didn't do too well against Dragon because it's freaking Dragon, right? But he did it as a little kid. as a little boy, he already had these balls of steel, pretty similar to the steel that his pipe is made of. So we can assume now that just like those little kids that were training out in the yard, one of those kids was eventually Koala. Koala was recruited or incorporated into the Revolutionaries, and we see both of them grow. She does the exact same thing that I've seen Nami do to Luffy. So I'm telling you, Koala, Sabo, Nami, and Luffy parallels. They're great. We'll admit though that at certain points in the episode, the art kind of did look crappy. It kind of looked like it didn't have enough detail, especially when it came to some of the characters' faces, specifically where you were using like long shots, not close-ups, but long shots. But other than that, man, I thought this episode, and I'm hoping that the other one that comes next can come together and just, the flashback was reiterated. We had a lot of like rehash of stuff that we already knew, but it didn't feel forced, and it just felt really organic into Sabo's story. And I will say that even as a super Sabo fanboy, like when I read this chapter, the thing about this chapter is that it kind of does ask for, a little bit of suspension of disbelief from the reader, because the whole thing about like he had amnesia, but it was like selective amnesia, meaning that he couldn't remember certain things that were very important, but he could remember some things. And the main thing that he could remember for plot purposes was that he needed to get the hell away from Goa Kingdom, from his parents and his home. So that serves a purpose plot-wise. But the fact that he could remember that part and he couldn't remember Luffy and Ace, that's where you kind of like have to, that's where Oda asks us to, just go along with me here. I mean, come on, I'm telling a story. I want to bring this brother back, and I want to give him a justification for not helping Ace during the war. So it's a little fun to speculate what would have happened if Sabo had remembered and he had been at Marineford, right? To back Luffy up. But at the same time, the story wouldn't work, and I don't know if like, the fact that we only, at that time in Marineford, we only thought that Luffy had one brother, and then we were introduced to Sabo later on. So I don't know if the thing would have been as powerful, as emotive. It probably would have been. And another thing is that Sabo, his way of using haki, that form of using haki was not introduced at that time in the manga. It would have been a little bit random for Sabo to haki up in the middle of Marineford, and then have Luffy, just ask him, why are your arms turning black, Sabo? The episode starts, and right off the bat, you can tell that the atmosphere is all different now. It's a very cozy moment. You can see that Law is checking out that Robin ass. Character dynamics and the comedic moments I thought were great in this episode. Just very well timed, both in the flashback and in present time. I specifically enjoyed the scene where everybody falls asleep. And also, the Cavendish and Bartolomeo scene in the palace I thought was great too. You gotta tie this guy up, man. This guy's bipolar. You don't know him like I do. I wasn't just happy about Naruto. I was happy about like all these characters that we rarely get to see in the series finally get some spotlight, some screen time with Eva-chan. Like I miss Ivankov so much. He was so funny during Impel Down and Marineford. Hell wink. Mugiwara boy! Hee-haw! I just love, oh man, he's such a great character. And then this shit happens here, and it just totally ruined my mood. Like, why are they sitting together? Why are they always together? Damn. God, I hate this shit. See, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, but I hate this shit. And I think a lot of people that support this, I think they quote the SBS where, like, Oda was asked if the Straw Hats were a family, what roles would they play? And he said that Frankie would be the dad and Robin would be the mom. Well, what if Mom Robin had an affair with Milkman Trafalgar Law, huh? I want Law to be the milkman so bad. Please, somebody ask Oda, who would be the milkman, Oda? And actually, the moment Sabo steps in through the door, look at Robin's reaction right here. When have you seen Robin this happy to see anyone? Amazed. She knows. My man Sabo. He has the Swabo swag. It's women can't get enough of this. Last but definitely not least, do you think that this one episode single-handedly just spoiled what Monkey D. Dragon's ability is? Because when he goes and picks up Sabo and he returns to his ship, there's a breeze. We see a breeze hit Ivankov's face, and you see his feet come from from a little bit of a wind wave there. So did this, because it's been in collaboration with Oda, did this anime episode just reveal that Monkey D. Dragon is a wind logia?
Please let me know what you think about this in the comments section below.
That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really liked this episode. I just immersed myself in the environment that we got because we rarely get to see the Revolutionaries in the story. Tell me your thoughts about what you thought about the episode down below. Subscribe to my channel for more One Piece reviews. And like the video if you did. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you later.